Hey everyone. Okay, this is how to do row 10, just the beginning and the end part for the, let me get it here, for the Loom Knit Lizard Ridge pattern. Now this says dishcloth, but I'm making, you can do it in a larger scale, and I'm actually making a poncho. It'd be a wonderful blanket and other things. Anyway, see part 1 of this to do row 4, and that'll give you further information on the pattern. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. I am short in memory on my phone, so I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in. And so let me get this back. As you can see right here, this is row 4. Row 4 does the entire bubbles. Look all these bubbles, okay? Row 10, you have a half bubble, and then you have a full bubble, which is done exactly the same way as row 4. So I'm only going to show you this part. You do this part exactly the same as the end of the row. Exactly the same. And you do the middle sections just like you do in row 4, and just refer to the first video on row 4 to see how to do that. Okay, so let's get our directions. It'll make more sense if you have the pattern in front of you. Alright, we are on row 10. Now, I do my wraps. I wrap and turns differently. I don't pick up the stitch that's on there, and you'll see what I mean. And, okay, so we'll just jump right in. It says to knit 5, wrap and turn. Okay, we're going to knit 5. Actually, on this, what I do on this one, I actually slip the first peg. I still count it as part of the 5, but it just gives you a nicer, clean edge if you skip or slip that first peg, but it's still in the count. So this is 1, and I use an E-wrap, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, according to the directions, on the peg after number 5, we will wrap, and I just take my working yarn and I just wrap it around it. The directions will tell you to lift this, and then do your wrap, and then put that loop back on. You don't have to do that. Just go ahead and wrap it around. Then we are going to follow our directions here, which I should just actually keep up here. Follow our directions, and it says we just knit 5. We did our wrap and turn, so now we're going the opposite direction. We're going to knit 5 back to the right. And then I want to show you this right here where it says turn. Okay? So here's our wrap that we just did. We're going to knit 5 back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I am knitting that last one. Now we're doing the turn. So the turn means we have to knit this one. So we just did this. We just did an E-wrap on here as the last peg in the count of 5. Now this becomes peg 1. And to just do the turn, we're simply going to knit it again. So I bring the working yarn back to the front, and I just knit it over, and that's 1. Okay, that's our peg 1. And now we just did the 5, we did the turn, and now we're going to knit 4, then we're going to wrap and turn, and we're going to knit back to the right, 4, and then we're going to turn. Okay, so this is 1. We already knitted that for this row. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will leave 1 peg in between that wrap and turn that we did before. So now we're going to wrap and turn on that one. Just put it around, and we're going to knit back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to turn like the directions say, so we count that again. That's peg 1, and the directions actually say now to knit out to 19, and I want to show you how these wraps are knit. So that's 1. We turn that one. We're going to E-wrap, 2, 3, 4. Now we're on these here. So This is number 5. Just put these loops over, these stitches over, or these wraps over, just one at a time. Keep them in order and it'll look cleaner. So now we just need to knit out to peg 19 and then follow the directions to do the middle bubble, which is exactly like we do in row 4. And you can see the previous videos that I've done for row 4. So I'll show you what we just did again. We just did this half bubble, okay? Now I'm gonna go out 20 stitches, or is it 19? Let's see. Nope, 20 stitches, and we're gonna do this part, which is exactly the same as row 4. And then you do that twice, and then you go back. You get to the end, you're gonna do the half bubble again, where you're gonna knit down to the end. You're gonna turn. So you're going to knit that last peg twice. You're going to come back 5. You're going to wrap and turn. You're going to knit all the way to the end. You're going to turn and knit that one again. You're going to knit out 4, wrap and turn, and come back 4. So it's exactly the same, just in the opposite direction. Okay, I hope that helps. Again, check out this Loom Knit Lizard Ridge pattern. It's free on Ravelry. Just do a Google search. If you can't find it, just Google search this right here and the pattern will come up. It is free. It's not my pattern, but it's a beautiful pattern and it's very, very easy to do. Thanks. Have a great evening.